So just a few weeks ago, Murda Mook posted a picture on his Instagram, and it was the very same picture that you're seeing on your screen right now. And that's a photo with him and Drake at some club, face to face, because Drake had challenged him to a battle. At first, Mook thought it was just lip service, and then he noticed that Drake was serious, that if he were to battle, it would be the hottest battle. So there's been talks about this possibly happening. It's not set in stone. It's not official. It hasn't been negotiated. And other than giving you my opinion on who I think would be the victor in this battle, I'll tell you that I think that this could hurt battle rap immensely. And I'll tell you why. I think there has to be a gradual progression here, meaning it has to be something that happens organically and it happens slowly. Battle rap just came off its biggest event, Total Slaughter. You had Joe Budden versus Holla the Don. That event didn't go the way most people thought it would go. The battle was a bit strange to watch, but nonetheless, it was a success, right? Now, you've got Keith Murray and you've got Fredro Starr, who are going to battle pretty soon, I believe, in Atlanta. They're going to be battling over beats, which is a little, but they're battling nonetheless. You've also got Cassidy later on in the year going against Disaster, and I have no interest whatsoever in that battle. I think Disaster is going to kill him, but that's besides the point. So there's a good thing going here where it's a gradual thing where you have all these older industry guys coming in here and they're embracing the battle culture. If you've got Drake, arguably one of the biggest acts in hip hop period, against Murda Mook, who many would consider the best battle rapper, it's debatable. You've almost got, it's growing too quickly. It's growing too fast for its own good. Now, I say that because people's interests can be very fickle. If you give them a battle like this, even though they don't necessarily mesh well, I can't say that I'm too excited about these two parties battling because it just seems a bit strange to see them on stage. It seems like a bit of a hoax. But other than that, you know, battle fans are fickle. They see someone like Drake battle, and that's a big deal. And after they witness a battle like that, the casual fan might get a bit turned off, and any battle after that wouldn't be as interesting. And then on the other side, you have the talent, the actual battlers. What would this do to these mid-level, these proven grounds, these battlers that haven't made a name for themselves yet? You know, what would that mean to their pockets? What would that mean to them for a battle of this magnitude to take place? And then every other battle after that is going to be sort of looked at as just an exhibition. You've already got battlers battling a lot more often than they usually did. I mean, I guess it's a sign that the culture is growing and there's more of a demand for it. But it certainly does, you know, quality takes a hit. You know, if I'm listening to Big Cannon 2 times a month as opposed to, you know, maybe once every 3 months. So I think it hurts the culture if you've got Drake against Murda Mook. There's got to be gradual steps to this. Maybe a possibility would be another Joe Budden level MC going in there with another big name. Maybe Loaded takes a shot at someone. Not necessarily another Slaughterhouse member. I think they've proven themselves to be a bit biased, and I'm a little sick of listening to them as far as battlers, as far as battles go. But a mid-level MC, you know, like Joe, who had some success and is pretty much respected, you know, which I guess would be the Cassidy battle. We need a couple more battles like that to then get to the point where we can digest a Drake. You know, it's almost like we're on a diet of fluids and we're not quite ready to take the solids yet. This has to be a slow process because you've got that stigma that battle rap just has. You know, the stigma that it's something that anyone can do. These people aren't real musicians. They can't write music. It's a negative atmosphere. And thankfully, you know, Disaster contributed to that just a little a while ago. So you've got all these stigmas that's attached to it. So this has to be slow. It has to be done slow. And if Drake battles Murda Mook, it's just growing too successful for its own good. I mean, just look at the example of Grind Time, how Grind Time was at the top. And then what you had was Grind Time was just overly ambitious. All of a sudden you saw Grind Time Midwest, Grind Time East Coast, Grind Time everywhere, until the brand just sort of meant nothing. And that's what could happen to the whole entire thing if a big battle like this takes place too soon. It becomes a gimmick. It becomes a viral show. And it's not a viral show. It's supposed to be here to stay. It's not something that's supposed to come and go. And I'm not going to get into what I've heard some people speculate that, you know, these are the mainstream artists sort of jumping in and taking advantage of what the battlers have grown through the years, and they're just trying to cash in because this is a gimmick. I'd like to think that there's some creative integrity within some of these guys, within a Fredro Starr, within a Keith Murray, within a Cassidy, within a Joe Button. I'd like to think that deep down inside, they're creative people, and they just want to express themselves on this platform. So I don't want to think that. I don't want to think that it's just, you know, just a check. Obviously, it's a check, and, you know, Cassidy would definitely remind you that it's a check. If you guys are familiar with Cassidy and his chickens, look it up. But if Murda Mook and Champagne Papi, Drake, were to battle, there's just no fucking way that Drake gets out of that ring alive. There's just no way. I don't know what Drake could possibly say that would be, you know, half as good as anything that Lux could spit. I understand that Drake is a huge fan of battle rap. I mean, you've seen him for years, you know, involved with King of the Dot, you know, always involved with Bishop Brigante and Organic. He's always kept his nose inside the battle world. Nose inside the battle world. And I'm just making up shit. So I understand that he would have knowledge, he'd know some background personals, but I don't think it would work. I'm not questioning whether he could execute, because Drake is very good at talking his shit. He's great at that. And, you know, he could be successful within battle rap just off of his bravado. But Murda Mook that's a horse of a different color. I don't think Drake would make it alive for a battle like that. But if it does happen, of course I would watch it. And I would hope that just afterwards, because look, if Drake battles, that's going to open up the floodgates. That's it. That's a jugular vein. I mean, after that point, you don't know who the fuck is going to battle. And that's the danger. The danger is then it becomes a gimmick, because now that Drake did it, it becomes no different than the auto-tune gimmick. It becomes no different than any other gimmick that someone has has proven to be successful at, and then everybody else just follows. And that's not what we want to happen here. We want battle rap to be a respected art form, not just fucking Gangnam Style. Okay? So I will say that Champagne Papi will fall short if he battles Murda Mook. And I will also add that Disaster is going to kill Cassidy. And I just hope. I've never wanted to see an industry rapper get demolished more than I want Cassidy to be demolished. Because Cassidy is so incredibly arrogant. And I've spoken about this before, so you guys know how I feel. But it's just the overall arrogance. And there's something to be said about this. The overall arrogance that any industry rapper has shown with regard to battle rap, because they feel that they are above battlers. I think you had Young Money's Jay Mills say recently that he wanted to, he would battle, but only for 6 figures. Not going to happen. So the amount of arrogance that it took him to say that, it doesn't even match the amount of arrogance that Cassidy has. The amount of contempt that he has for the battling world. He has no respect for anyone else in this art form. And that's why I want Disaster to embarrass him. Embarrass him. Embarrass. All right, I'll shut up. I'll see you guys next week.